Peace unto you. Welcome to the ETHERS Developer Update. My name is Nadiie. I am a solo developer for the mobile game for Android. Will be out on iPhone soon, titled The ETHERS. And Chapter 2, Gondova's Return, has now been released. I released the game over 4 months ago, end of January 30th or 31st. And my inspirations for the game was that arcade scene and me understanding games, for example, like Flappy Bird, that shows that simplicity can also show the fun, and me being who I am incorporated some spirituality into it. The main foundation is spirituality on top of the arcade fun feel to give you the ethers at a foundation. But with Chapter 2, Gondova's Return, we have now expanded the story much more, focusing on why certain stages are titled the way they are titled, focusing on why you as the player is doing what you're doing, and establishing some what people would consider lore, but a framework for all of the players to understand that the monk in the ethers isn't necessarily the player itself, as in you playing the game. You are considered to be the light and or dark, depending on the path that you choose, and the Gondova menu and the main menu, which you will see, expands upon the lore and will be updated in the future to show you what side you align with.
I am Gondova, keeper of Akashic.
So to get into the nitty and gritty of this particular update, my main focus with the ethers is how am I able to give the players some tools that they can utilize without directly affecting everything else about the game. Give the player more so they'll be able to navigate the road. And what we landed on is the two abilities. In Chapter 2, we have one new ability, which is called One Soul. And the One Soul ability, it fully replenishes your chi, as well as giving you 33 transmutations, scaling with your multipliers. Now, for those that do not know, once you reach the last level in the ethers and the first loop happens, then you get a multiplier, and it's a ×2 stacking multiplier, so it will always go up, ×2, ×4, ×6, and then go on and on and on. So you can get to a very high score, and then that new soul ability, One Soul, it stacks with the multiplier, as well as giving you full chi, which is our live system, as well as the ability from Chapter 1, which is the Soul Stopper, which has a chance to stop all of the darkness coming for you. And you know, we operate within free will here in these realms, so some darkness still choose to come forth, and that's playing on the story and expanding it much more, which Chapter 2, which is out now, does effortlessly. So for some guidance from the developer to the player for the ethers, I will say make sure you utilize the tools at your disposal. I've also adjusted the difficulty a tad bit just to balance everything out so it all fits really, really well. Because the game requires a lot of thumb use or finger use, then my goal was, alright, to allow the player more space and reaction time and reaction space to react to be able to utilize the new abilities. I slowly adjusted the difficulty of the darkness ever so slightly, just so you'll be able to efficiently utilize the tools, the abilities at your disposal. The red button, blue button, very simple. What I will say in addition to that guidance is be sure to keep up with your chi. We also, mentioned some of that in the light codes on the resurrection screen for death is not so. But it's a big emphasis to make sure you're keeping up with that. And the one soul ability is like a emphasis on that, for it gives you full chi, so you'll be able to keep in that transmutation mode. It does have a cooldown because it is powerful, so a lot of strategy is involved. And be sure to also, in conclusion with my guidance, to transmute as they come. Transmute the darkness as they come. Don't wait until the last minute unless you have a lot of chi. So moving forward with the ethers, I am a solo developer. I get much guidance from others though, but I'm the one that's coding and I'm the one that's getting the ideas in such a way that is able to be coded for. In gaming, you can have a wonderful idea, but you must know how to code it. So I make things as simple as I can for me, since this is my very, very first game I've ever coded, period, my very first game. I'm making sure I keep it as simple as possible. I coded the entire chapter 2 with no help, and that shows that I'm learning, and I was very proud of myself for that. I had ideas for chapter 2 come sporadically from the beyond, from God, aka the source, 2 days ago from the posting of this video. And today is the 28th of April. So 2 days ago I was getting a lot of ideas and I was getting inspired to play the game, the Ethers again. And I'm like, okay, so that must mean that God is telling me to make an update. And ideas flooding. And then last night, after work, after 5 o'clock, from like 5:30 to 2 a.m., I was just straight coding. And I got it done. Because, when God gives you that opportunity, you take it. So I got it done, and I actually surprised myself because I did it all myself, and I was away from the game, away from the coding. When I make the game, I go make the music, I go teach, I do everything else. I don't focus on it until it serves to focus on it. So the fact that I retained everything as it pertains to the information surprised me, and all glory be to God. So that's why I'm excited, and I will be posting more chapters. I do have some chapters and things planned for the future. We're going up to 9 chapters, so we have 9 chapters total, and because this chapter 2 is so expansive, my goal is to make sure that chapter 3 all the way up to 9 is even bigger. So that's why I'm making sure these chapters are big, so it's something that you can sit with. With that being said, here is some gameplay of the Ethers, Chapter 2, Gondova's Return, and may you please share this game, donate. You can click the link in my bio, leave on my link tree. You'll see the donation and everything else that I do. Please donate, please share the game. Solo developer, I'm just here with the guidance of God. Mwah. Bye.